Hey guys, welcome to the fourth video of the playlist How to use Solidworks for beginners. We are learning how to sketch in Solidworks, so let us continue with that. So let us click on File, New and select Part. Okay. Now as we all know that whenever we have to sketch something, we first have to choose a plane. So let us choose the front plane and let us now click on Sketch. In the previous videos, we have already understood how to use the line command, the circle command, the parallel command and the arc command. In this video, we are going to understand the spline command and the ellipse command. Both of these commands are not going to be used much frequently in SolidWorks, but when you move on to the advanced level, these commands are going to be very useful for you all. So let us start first with the spline command. When you drop down this menu, you can see that there are three different splines available. You have normal spline, you have the style spline, and you have the equation driven curve. Okay, so first of all, let us see what is a normal spline. Okay, now first, while drawing a normal spline, you first have to choose the starting point. So let us choose the origin to be our starting point. Then wherever you want to take a curve, okay, at that point you have to click, and now you can simply click. Now you can simply take a curve. Now again, whenever you have to take a curve, just click on that point. Okay, now again you can bend. See, so basically whenever you want to take a curve at that point, you have to click. Okay, now I want to draw only this much curve and I want to give dimensions to it. So first of all, I have to click on escape so that my curve gets over. So let us now click on escape. Now as you can see over here, this curve is not looking good and I want to adjust it now. So I can adjust it with the help of this point. Can you see a point here, here and here? These are those points where while we were drawing the curve, we clicked on these positions. Therefore we can see the points here. Okay, so with the help of these points, I can adjust the design of the curve or the spline. Okay, as you can see, I can easily adjust how my spline should look. Now you must observe one thing here, guys. Suppose if I am moving this point, okay, I am adjusting the curve with the help of this point. Then whenever I move this point, the other 2 points, that is this point, the second point and the third point, both of them are going to remain in the same position only. Observe this thing. Whenever I move this point, the other 2 points are going to remain fixed in their respective position. See, can you see? I am moving this point, but the other 2 points are going to remain fixed in their position. Similarly, if I move the second point, then the first and the third are going to remain in their position. So this is the very important thing that you must observe. Now, can you see that giving a proper shape to the spline is not easy? To make it much more easier, what I will do is that I will right click on this. Now when I right click on this, can you see that there are different options available? So from these available options, I am going to select on display control polygon. Okay, now with the help of this, see, designing and giving the measurements, directions or the shape to the spline becomes much more easier. See, now I can easily adjust the spline and make it look like a proper, somewhat proper curve. Okay, shape, I've given it a shape of a wave. Okay, so this is how you make use of a normal spline. Now I want to erase this everything, or before that, let me show you that how you can give the dimensions to it also. So I just have to select 2 points, the first point and the second point. Okay, so now as you can see here, I can now give the dimensions. Suppose it is initially 57, I want to make it 40. Okay, now suppose if I want to give the dimension between the origin and the second point, I can do that also. Suppose it is 60, now let me make it to be 80. See, now as soon as I made it to be 80, this point shifted more towards the right, because earlier it was 60 and now I have increased, therefore it has to move towards right. Okay, now similarly I can give dimensions to the other remaining points as well. Okay, so I hope that you have understood how you can exactly make use of the normal spline. Okay, now let us move on to the second type. Before that, I have to delete this everything, so I will just click on this cross sign and click on discard changes and exit. Okay, now first of all, let us choose a plane and click on sketch, and now let us understand the second type of spline, that is nothing but a style spline. Now, according to me, the style spline is much more easier to draw as compared to the normal spline. Let's see why. Okay, so here what happens is that you choose a point, then you choose another point, and this another point is not going to be on your curve. This is interesting. This another point that you are going to choose is not going to be on your curve. See, okay, this is not at your curve, but it is. Okay, so let me choose this multiple points. Let me do it over here. Okay, now since I have drawn finished drawing the curve, I will click on escape so that the command gets off. Okay, now the advantage here is that I can control the directions. Let's see how. With the help of the smart dimension, I will click on this and I will click on this, and I can now define the angle. In the earlier case, I was not able to define the angle. Okay, so let us make it 40 degree. See, as soon as I made it 40 degree, now it has given changed its shape. Okay, similarly, I can give the dimensions between the 2 points as well. It is 120. Let's make it 105. See, now it has become much more closer. Okay, in this same way, you can give dimensions to the other angles and the lengths as well. Okay, now can you see here, I have just clicked on this. I just clicked on a curve and I am easily able to move the curve, and as I am moving, it is also gaining a different shape. So this is the important factor, and that's why I said that making use of the style spline becomes much more easier, because here you, along with the length, you can even give the angle and even you can move your curve. See, this is really interesting, and this is very easy to use and obtain results. Okay, now let us delete this as well. So again, let's choose a plane, sketch, and now let us understand the third, that is nothing but the equation driven curve. Now in this equation driven curve, you do not have to do anything. The only thing that you have to do is enter the equation. Okay, normal mathematical equations that we usually enter. Now whenever you are entering the equation here, the equation must be in terms of x. Okay, it should be a function of x. The equation should be a function of x. So let us enter any equation. Let us enter cos x. So as you can see here, the variable factor is the x, and as I mentioned earlier, the x should be your variable factor and the equation should be in terms of x. So let us give any value of x. Let's give it to be 25 and let's give it to be 35. Okay, now I will just simply click on done, and as you can see here, the Solidworks has made a curve and given it to me. So this is how you can easily obtain the mathematical curves with the help of the equations. Okay, so I hope that you have understood the use of the spline, which is very easy. Okay, now you can see that there is one more option available, that is nothing but the spline on surface. So for spline on surface, you first of all obviously need a surface. Okay, so first of all, let me quickly draw one surface. Don't worry, I will tell you on how to do this extrude boss base. Now just focus on learning. Do not worry about this. Okay. So now guys, as you can see here, I have got a surface. Am I right? I have got one surface. Now with the help of this, I can choose on spline on surface and I can directly start drawing a curve or a spline on any surface. See, this is the advantage of it. Escape, and if I want to give the shape, I can easily move this, and you all know now how to give the smart dimensions between 2 points, or this is how. Okay, so this is how you make use of a spline. We have totally understood. We have understood total 4 types of spline. Now after understanding splines, let us now move on to another command that is nothing but the parabola ellipse command, okay, which includes parabola as well. So for that, let me delete this. I have to delete the sketch as well. Okay, now let's start. So first of all, let us choose a front plane, click on sketch. Now as you drop this menu down, you have four options available: the ellipse, the normal ellipse which we usually witness, the partial ellipse, the parabola, and the conics. So first of all, let us start with the ellipse. Okay, now first of all, you choose the center point, then you choose another point, and then you can give a kind of a length or a breadth to it. Okay, done. Now as you can see here, there are two values, 80.446 and another is 36.99. Now what are these values? So let me show you. Okay, if you take the dimension of length from the center point to this, see, this is coming out to be 80.42, and this is nothing but what is reflected here. See, 80.44. It has just rounded this off, and therefore you are getting it something like that. I don't know why you are getting an error of 0.02. Okay, now similarly, what is this 36.99? Let us understand that as well. This 36.99 is nothing but this from the center point to this. Okay, so this is 36.99. Okay, now it is showing an error. So let me discard changes and exit. So let us do it again. I told you all that it is showing an error of 0.02. Might be that is the reason. Okay, so let us click on this and let us draw an ellipse again. Okay, escape. Now as you select on this ellipse, you can see it is showing 70.55. So it's 70.55 is nothing but the distance from the center to this point. Let us check. It should be 70.55. Okay, see, it is 70.55. Click, done. Now similarly, now click on escape. Now here you can see another value that is nothing but 45.62. This value is nothing but the distance between the center point up to this point. Let us see whether it is 45.62. Okay, it is 45.62. Let's click on. Now suppose if I want to change the dimensions, so what I will do, I will simply double click on this, and instead of 70.55, now let us make it 80. Can you see the size of the parabola has now increased? Now let us make this from 45 to 60. See, now the size has expanded horizontally. So this is how you simply draw a normal parabola. Okay, now let me click on discard changes and exit so that we can move on to the second type. Okay, now in this, guys, can you see it is showing a partial ellipse? So let us click on that. So it is similar to the ellipse only. You first have to choose the center point, then you have given the direction to the ellipse, and then you can again press once and draw a partial ellipse according to your convenience. Okay, so as you can see, I have drawn a partial ellipse here. So what we have done exactly, let's do it again. First of all, you have to choose the center point. Okay, then you have to give the direction to it. Okay, earlier direction was somewhat like this. Now let us give the direction which is right tilted. Okay, and now you can just expand your ellipse. Okay, choose the starting point and you can easily choose the ending point. Now, suppose if I want to give the dimensions to it. Okay, so I will click on smart dimensions. I can give the dimensions between the start point and the end point. It is 200. Let us make a give the dimension to be 100. Okay, so Solidworks has adapted the value of 100 by itself. Now I can change the value from this point to somewhat this point. Say it is 52.7 and I can make it to be 35. See, now the size has changed again. So this is how you make use of partial ellipse, and according to the data that is being provided to you, you can easily draw a partial ellipse. This partial ellipse is not encountered very often when you use SolidWorks. This is a very rare case. Okay, so let us click on discard changes and exit, and now let us understand another interesting command that is nothing but your parabola. Okay, so whenever you do a parabola, you have to be careful. Okay, you first choose the point. Now you give the direction to it. Okay, see which direction you want. So let us make it horizontal. Okay, horizontal with the left opening. So now I have given the direction. So I have clicked once. Now I have to choose the path from where it has to start. So let us say that I want a parabola to start from somewhere here, and I want a parabola to go up to here. Okay, it is as simple as that. Okay, you first select a point, then you give a direction to your parabola, and do not press, guys. Many of you will do one mistake, that you all long press your left key of the mouse. Do not do that. Just click once this point, then again click once whenever you want to give the direction. Then after that, again from where you want to start the parabola, click at that point, and up to which point you want to end your parabola, click up to that point. Okay, see, it is as simple as that. Okay, now again here also you can give dimensions. You can give the dimension between this point and this point. Let's say I want it to be 60. Let's give the dimensions between this point and this point. Let's make it is initial 325, so let's make it to be 340. Okay, now similarly you can give the direction between other points as well, but I think that there is no other option left. Okay, now I hope that you have understood how to draw a parabola as well, and this parabola, as you can see, is completely a function of x and y. Okay, it is a function of two variables. Okay, now let me delete this sketch. Okay, now let us draw one more sketch to understand, I guess, the last one. That is nothing but the conic. Okay, now when you choose the conic, when you want to draw a conic, you first choose the point. Let us choose the origin to be our point. Then you again choose a point for the direction. Okay, so now as you can see, I want my direction to be somewhat like this. I have chosen the direction point, and now, okay, there is a glitch here, guys. My bad. Let me click on escape. Now, whenever you are drawing a conic, okay, when you are drawing a conic, you choose the start point of the opening, you choose the end point of the opening, and now you can give the direction to the conic. So as you can see here, now I can easily give any direction. Let us make it vertical. It looks good. Okay, now as soon as I made it vertical, now as you can see, I can move my conic in only vertical direction. I cannot move it sideways. That is, I cannot slant the conic on either the right side or the left side. And one more thing is that I cannot take this conic now in a downward direction. Okay, so this is interesting and this is very useful. Let us practice it once more. First I have to choose the starting point, then I have to choose the ending point of the opening, and then I have to give a direction to it. And once as I give the direction, now I can only move in this particular direction. Can you see? I am able to move only in this direction. I cannot move here. I cannot move vertical. I cannot move horizontal. So this is very useful tool. Now I can again give dimensions to it. So let's name it to be, it is initially 22.8. Let's make it 40. And between the start point and the end point of the conic, it is 91. Let's make it to be 109. Okay, so now as you can see, the conic has become much more broad. Seems the same thing you can do here as well. Okay, so guys, I hope that you have understood how to make use of the spline and how to make use of the ellipse, parabola and conic. I hope guys you have liked this video, and if you like this video then please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and let's meet you in the next video. Guys, thank you for watching this video.